As a disclaimer, don't let your first reaction be to get defensive. Breathe and really sit on a few points. Because if something irritates you, then that may be a sign that you may be doing some things that I'm going to be talking about, and that is okay. I am not attacking anyone, because if I was doing that, I would be attacking myself, because I do the same things as well. Like, I'm not exempt. It's just simply a discussion on how we all got here. So I'll go ahead and get right to the point. I think that we have created a habit of oversharing, and we like to slap words like relatability and awareness on it to justify us doing it. We have a lot of can we normalize, and I am, once again, totally not exempt from this. I have spent years, in my opinion, oversharing literally the numbers in my bank account, my investments, and things like that for the sake of motivation or whatever else that you want to call it. And I spent a lot of time evaluating myself. And as I evaluate things in myself, it's kind of like whenever you think about a white car, you start seeing a lot more white cars, and more specifically like a white Mercedes-Benz, you start seeing a lot more white Mercedes on the road. And so I think it's just me picking up on certain things in other people, because I have now fixated on certain things within myself, and I like to question, why that is. Why do we do it? And I remember hearing someone say that the world operates on 3 things. And those 3 things are wanting, achieving, and displaying. I think that's true to human nature. So I really took those 3 things into consideration when I'm just trying to go down a rabbit hole of figuring out, why do we tend to overshare and then defend our oversharing by slapping certain words on it. And I think, and this is in no specific order, number 1, I think we have a lack of access to therapy and mental health services. It's kind of like, and I know this is something that I personally dealt with, you just have so much that goes on in your day-to-day. Life does not stop just because you have a bad day. Life does not stop because you had an argument with someone or something tragic happens. And so there's this buildup of life, a series of life events that happens. And if you don't have anyone to talk to, those things just kind of pile up in your head. And once again, life is going to continue going on, and it's just one thing after another until you just explode. And a lot of times, you're going to take any opportunity to release some of that pressure. So the second someone asks you, how are you doing? You just unload. It does not matter if what you're talking about even relates to the question that person asks you. You just got to get it off you. And I think that we just don't have anyone to talk to that is trained to give us, strategies that are going to help us deal with whatever it is that we are dealing with. And so what is the next best thing? We have access to thousands of people at our fingertips to quote unquote listen to us, and that relieves some of that pressure. It doesn't feel so life is just crushing you. You get those hits of dopamine when people are commenting, when people are offering their condolences and things like that. And it makes us feel better. And I know that we are the most connected that we have ever been because of our phone. And it's a beautiful, wonderful thing, yes. But I also feel when it comes to physical connection, me sitting next to you and having a conversation, we are also the loneliest that we've ever been. And I remember, I used to work in a nursing home, and you often hear about elders. They're lonely. A lot of them don't have visitors. They're just sitting in a room or sitting in the dining space or whatever. And any opportunity that they could get to speak to you, they were going to take. And even though they could see that you're wanting to exit the conversation, they're going to find something else to like try to, but wait. And then they're going to tell you about something else that's probably not even relevant to the thing that they were talking about before. And that's because why? They're lonely. They're lonely. They don't have anyone to talk to. They don't have anyone to call up. And you have all of these things like swirling in your mind, and you just want to get it out and kind of decompress a little bit. And I was thinking about them when I was writing out points for this video. And because I saw firsthand the effects of not having anyone to talk to and not having access to a mental health professional. And a lot of people, you know, can't financially afford it, especially right now. They just don't have it. They don't have the means to access these resources. And so what's the next best thing? And that might be writing a 4-page letter in the comment section of a random post. That might be making a TikTok or Reel series. That might mean making an anonymous post on Reddit. Just things like that, just any way to get it off you. And oftentimes when I see these things now, I don't really get the ick. I feel a lot of empathy, because I know in order to resort to that, you must be carrying, you know, a real heavy load. Now, the next reason I think that we have created this habit of oversharing is because we're humans and we desire connection. Like, we have an intense desire for validation. We want to be seen and we want to be heard. And honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, as long as it's not to the extreme. You know what I mean? Because if you're on the internet, you're no stranger to seeing people go to the extremes for validation and attention. I think that's when it gets to like an unhealthy level where we should start seeking out professional help, because it's detrimental to that person's well-being, whether they realize it or not, whether it's making you thousands of dollars or millions of dollars or not. I don't put a dollar sign on top of someone's mental health and emotional well-being and their true happiness. I just don't. And I know that a lot of people like to validate bad behavior by saying, well, at least they're making money. What? But anyway, back to the point. So I do believe that physical connection is being lost because we carry our realities now versus immersing ourselves in what's going on around us. And I feel like when you're oversharing, that is a way to build connection and also force connection with someone that you want to feel close to. Like, I have had times where I have overshared, being out, you know, even speaking with people on the phone, or going out. I remember a brunch, just oversharing, hoping that it builds this connection with this person because I want us to feel close. You know, I want this person to feel comfortable with me. And for some reason, I think oversharing is going to do it, and hoping that if I share certain things about myself or my life, that it will help this person feel more comfortable about their shortcomings. Now, yes, I do that unconsciously, but do I believe that that is a healthy way of doing it? Absolutely not. I feel like you can still keep a level of privacy about yourself and what you've been through, your story. You know, your story is your story, whatever that story is, and you don't have to force yourself to tell this story to have connection with other people. You can have connection and help other people in other ways without completely laying everything out in the open for people to see. And that leads me into the third reason I think that we have created a habit of oversharing, and that is relatability is in, y'all. Relatability has become the new wave. I think that we just got so sick of all the highlight reels that certain people started to share the complete opposite of that, and that took off. that was quote unquote refreshing to see. It was refreshing to see. And I've seen a lot of those comments because once again, like, I'm going into it looking, like, I'm analyzing everything, and it's refreshing to see someone live a normal life and something that's actually relatable now being out there. Now, do I believe that people weren't living a normal life before? No. I think that we tend to want to live vicariously through other people. So like the beautiful white kitchens with the granite marble countertops and things like that, that's what you're going to see because that's what people like. We like looking at pretty, you know what I mean? But when someone took a different route, you're teaching other people what you want to see or what other people want to see. And so that really took off, you know what I mean? And people are going to see that taking off, and then you're going to see more of it. And so that is the wave that we have created right now. I've just decided I'm going to share my honest thoughts. Like, since the pandemic and everyone jumped on the get online, there's so much money to be made because a lot of people, their businesses and employers had closed down. They were at home, they were needing something to do and looking for a way to make income. That's where we saw like the influx of influencers coming onto the scene. And I think that everything is now a way to make money. And I don't want to be someone that's hypocritical because I'm on the internet. But I am going to share like my honest views about it. I do think that relatability and oversharing, it is a way to make money for a lot of people. People want to see other people living out their lives. So now we got people sharing, you know, hoarder homes. People are documenting their journey of losing absolutely everything and telling you every single thing that they've lost and walking you through that process, you know, just for relatability and awareness, and things like that. And, you know, that may be true. That may be true that you just want to document everything for awareness, just to help educate other people and make people feel less alone. But I also feel like it's a need to be validated, it's a need to be seen, and it's a need to be heard. And I'm not saying right or wrong, I'm just simply stating what I think that it is, because I've done it too, you know what I mean? And it's also a way that you can make money because once again, relatability is in. It is the new wave, and that's what people want to see because we are tired of seeing, you know, perfection and highlight reels. And honestly, y'all, people just flock to other people airing out their lows and their drama. We love it. We are going to eat it up. I just think that is human nature. Just calling a spade. Like, we love messy boots. We love the messiness of it all, shade room and things like that. So if you are oversharing, you know, you put up a video of you sobbing your heart out and there's text over it and a sad audio playing, and you're talking about how your fiance just left you for another woman or something crazy like that, you know, that's going to gain views and clicks and comments and things like that. And it may very well make you a bag. It may very well, you know, accelerate your career online. It is what it is. Without being intentional, we're not going to sit through an educational series. We're just not going to do it. But are we going to sit through a series of someone talking about an unstable partner that they marry? We're absolutely going to do it. And I don't think oversharing is just the worst thing ever. I think there are definitely some positives with it. It has helped shed light on things that are taboo. It has truly helped us to bring awareness to certain things. It has helped people to improve their lives, like their finances, and help people feel less alone and build community. But I also think subconsciously it has created entitlement to other people's lives, and the opposite, us feeling like, you know, we owe people every intricate detail of our lives. And I'm just not talking about people who put content out. I'm just talking about just people in general. And I think it's created or open up the floodgates for unsolicited advice, for criticism, and it is validated under the guise of, well, if you don't want my opinion, then you shouldn't put out XYZ. And that's that. Like, if you don't want me to criticize you, or if you don't want me to put out my opinion, then you shouldn't have put it up. Because you putting it up has somehow given me the right to offer you unsolicited advice and criticism. I don't know. Y'all know that I have stopped trying to give out solutions, but I do hope that this is thought-provoking, and maybe eye-opening as well. And hopefully we can have a discussion in the comments like adults. But I'm going to wrap this up. My camera is dying, and I will catch you guys in the next video, whenever that is.